Today I'm going to demonstrate a change that I made in the duplicate lines feature. But in addition to that, I'm going to demonstrate some features which are now well documented in the user guide or in the videos. So to begin with, if for example we want to show the walls around this room, we have an 11 by 13 foot room. What we can do is we would select the walls, and we'd want to select them, in a counterclockwise fashion, and that has to do with the orientation. So if we select them counterclockwise, the walls would go on the outside, and we'll describe why that works that way in a second. We'd put in the wall thickness, for example, 4 inches, and hit duplicate. And we'd have offset each one of those lines that was selected by exactly 4 inches, 90 degrees from the line. So for example, to create this corner, the way we can go about that is to select a line, go to the type, select guideline, puts a guideline through the endpoints of that line. Likewise, the other wall. And then if we select each individual guideline and hit points, we now get a point at the intersection. And we can just zoom in and just drag the walls to their completion and delete the guidelines. There we go. And we would go around the perimeter in the same fashion. Now, this works just as well with curves, and it works based upon the right-hand rule. So say, for example, we wanted to offset a line parallel to this existing line by 3 feet. We would want to show the direction of the offset, we would point our index finger in the direction of the line, and then the palm up with our thumb out. The thumb would point the direction of the offset. So we want our lines to be going in a counterclockwise direction for this offset. We'd select the lines. It's going the wrong way, but if we select the second one, we'll notice it reorients, so they're connected head to toe. And now if we do our offset, and we'll set that to 3 feet, duplicate, we've offset both of those lines by exactly 3 feet. And that's basically how that line feature works, and we can actually make our adjustments accordingly to make our path. Now, in addition to that, I want to demonstrate some features which are not particularly well documented. So if we create a group, and what I'll do is I'll just create a couple of lines here and group it. So go into points mode, select our area, create a group. Now we have handles, so we can rotate it and resize it. And those can be kind of annoying. So if, say for example, we had multiple groups, and I'll just create a couple of other examples here to work with. Create group, and we'll create a group out of this right here, create group. All these handles tend to get in the way. So we can turn those off by using our selection area, going to properties. And now, for example, say we wanted to, for anything that's grouped, we want to turn the points off. If the group is selected and it's part of the selection area and we hit off, you'll notice that all those points went away. In a similar fashion, we can turn off, for example, the resize handle. So hit resize off, and those green dots go away, and rotate off, and our rotation handles go away. Now we could actually select an individual group and turn those back on. So rotation handle, resize. Or we could use our rotate group, and we can just rotate it incrementally. And of course, we could also hit a reverse group, and it would actually physically reverse that group for us. So we could select this group. We could basically reverse that group and turn it around. The last feature I'd like to discuss is the image properties. And so we'll just drop an image in. And this is a tad on the confusing side as well. So say, for example, we wanted to clip this image. We would just bring up our image palette. Now, if we select our area, we'll notice that when we select a single image, it actually gets the width and height in the current dimensions. Now, if we've selected the center of that, and our selection area is inside the boundaries, and we hit clip, we'll notice we'll clip it down to the size of the image. Now, This has a bug. So say, for example, if I just selected this portion and I wanted to just get the car, what you'd expect is that the image would just clip down to what's within the selection area, but it doesn't work properly, as you can see. So there are some bugs or some enhancements that still need to be worked out on this particular feature. Now, these images, most of our library actually consists of images. So say, for example, we have our room, and we'll put some dimensions on it. So we have a room, and we're going to put a couch in there, and we'll scroll to our couch image. There we go. Now we can rotate that around. So say, for example, we're looking to purchase furniture. With our images, we select that image, we can actually get the dimensions of our image, and we can actually change it at this point. So say, for example, the couch that we want to purchase is actually 7 feet 5 inches. When we hit update image, we'll notice it's actually been increased to that size. So now we can actually move it into our drawing, and we can actually see how it would fit. We can also show the dimensions on, and we'll actually get those dimension elements displayed. So we actually can move those dimensions out, and we can actually see how big the couch is. Now, the last feature I'd like to show is the new line feature. And it has its own keypad, so we can't select inside this area and bring up the regular keypad, but we can use the button. So we can say, for example, we can delete. And say, for example, we were measuring a wall which is exactly 10 feet 5 inches from this endpoint. We would just select that point, put in 10 feet space 5 inches, and hit new line. Now, we didn't hit the orientation. So say, for example, we want to go up 90 degrees, new line. We actually see that line. We could go around the perimeter in this fashion. So say, for example, another line going out in this direction, and I'm tempted to do that all the time as well. And it's going to be 3 feet, new line, give us a 3-foot line, and we can see those dimensions being populated, or those lines being created. And that's my presentation. Thank you very much.